Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Hodor published this blog, The Next Frontier, Monetization, about a week ago, and it's been on my radar for the last week, and I haven't gotten around to it, and it was really interesting when I read it. He had some very good points that I wanted to touch on with regards to XRP changing the world of entertainment. Now, all of you guys consume entertainment, right? Netflix, Spotify music, right? And it's changed over the last several decades. 20 years ago, we used to go to the store, buy CDs, buy DVDs, have the hard media, and come home and enjoy our entertainment. Well, today it's different. We're now streaming things with internet connections getting better and technology getting better. Tech companies in the entertainment industry have now changed the way we consume films, television shows, music, everything. And right at the beginning, there was a bit of a conflict with the entertainment industry and the tech industry and how technology was somewhat damaging the entertainment industry. I'm going to read a little bit of Hodor's blog and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. So FANG stands for Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. These 5 stocks have become staples in mainstream finance investing when it comes to large Silicon Valley powerhouses. Until this point, these companies have formed a unique blend of access and restriction for their user base when it comes to content. Netflix buys the rights to many independent films and projects and even produces its own fantastic array of content known as Netflix Originals. And where Netflix focuses on video content, Amazon has expanded its umbrella to include all types of media, including music, and written content, ebooks. I gotta say, when I read Hodor's blogs, the words just kind of roll off your tongue. Unlike when I'm reading articles written about XRP, this is just my own personal rant, by the way. Hodor, if you're listening to this, you write so eloquently, my friend. Thank you so much. A lot of you guys don't realize how much of a pain it is for me to read poorly written material, but Hodor moves above that. Clearly, this dude can write. So, Google, in addition to its massive YouTube video collection, has an online marketplace for music and books. Facebook has shown its interest in connecting to online marketplaces. Each of these members of FANG have so far enjoyed a virtual monopoly on most electronic content access. But there is discontent from the artistic and creative community. There are many stakeholders, mainly in the creative community of artists, writers, and musicians, that are not satisfied with the meager earnings they receive from these companies as opposed to more traditional modes of marketing and access. And so, guys, you got to remember 20 years ago, royalties from CDs, when you released a CD and you sold millions of copies, right? You were gold worldwide. That was big for artists. They didn't have to tour to make the majority of their income or sell merchandise. They basically made so much money off CD sales that it was just ridiculous. How bad are royalties from these FANG giants? According to one article, musicians, depending on Amazon royalties, will need to have 366,169 streams per month to earn the equivalent of a monthly minimum wage in the United States. This means that only a very small handful of artists can adequately support themselves through current varieties of content monetization if they rely only on these new media monopolies. But change is in the air. And this need, this unexploited, massive pent-up demand for better ways for creative types to both market their wares and receive payment has prompted some refreshing innovations that are well on their way to becoming a reality. So who to follow? Coil. Coil is a new company that was founded by Stefan Thomas, the former chief technology officer at Ripple, has joined ranks of other content monetization providers like Patreon to assist artists in receiving payment for their work. Coil takes an agnostic approach to the specific channel of content delivery, even allowing artists to use these FANG sites if they so choose. For example, if a YouTube channel owner wants to monetize their handiwork, they can do that by plugging in their channel in the Coil account. Each time a Coil monetized browser views their channel content, they will receive a Coil payment denominated in XRP. That's right, guys, in XRP. For those of us that are in the XRP community, this method of content monetization is a huge win-win. Many of us are creative types, but because there has been no reliable mechanism of content monetization aside from dependence on the meager payouts from these FANG monopolies, we've been forced to consider our content creation as sideline gigs only, while we pay the bills with more traditional business-oriented occupations. Now, guys, I just want to give you a little bit of background on myself. I don't really talk about myself a lot on this channel, but I am indeed one of these creative types, in quotes, as Hodor puts. I am a freelance videographer, editor. I do content production. I do video production for a living. I've been doing it for over a decade. I'm also super interested in XRP. I invest money, invest in the stock market, do a little bit of day trading. I've been doing all that since about 2011. And so the long and the short of it is that content for artists is very important, whether it's YouTube videos or making films or making music or making TV, webisodes, or what have you. It's really important if you're creating content for fans, for viewers, for an audience, you should be compensated. And so as content creators on YouTube, for example, I produce at least a video a day, if not sometimes 2 or 3. And I just rely on tips from you guys. I get a little bit of money from YouTube monetization. Ultimately, though, I do it because I believe in XRP and I believe in cryptocurrencies and the path that they will take down the future. But there are some people on YouTube, for example, who just create comedic skits or have other content. They teach you how to cook recipes, for example, and they're trying to hack out a living doing this. So I could see where platforms like Coil can be really beneficial for those content creators or any content creators, for example. Let's keep going. How you can use Coil. Those webmasters that are adept at technical topics enough to run their own ILP plugin and moneyed instance can actually create their own payment pointer. However, I'm going to assume that most content creators want to keep it simple, so I'll let the other authors handle that topic. If you want to keep it simple and you're an artist, here's what you have to do. And so Hodar essentially just gives you a step-by-step on what you need to do in order to monetize your content. And so, guys, you got to remember all this came about out of, I don't know if any of you guys remember Napster. This is their new website, but they first started in the year, I think it was 99 or 2000. And essentially it was a pirated platform where you would go onto something looking like this. You would look for the song Sex and Candy and it would be mislabeled because Nirvana did not write Sex and Candy. Same thing with Bittersweet Symphony. That would be the Verve or the Verve pipe. The memory is evading me at the moment. Nevertheless, you would find, mislabeled because it's peer-to-peer, right? This was just a peer-to-peer pirating software that allowed people to just share music. And so you would go on to something like this and you would see the connection, the 128 bit rate MP3, you would select, cable, DSL, whatever, whoever was on there, and you would see the users and you would see who you were sharing MP3s with. So the advent of the MP3 really did start, in my opinion, the decline of the music industry. And then it got even worse with torrents. And so torrent clients, I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with this, but you can essentially type in the name of a movie and the year, because we know remakes reign. Oh, I spelt it wrong. I wrote Terminator, but let's look up the Terminator 1984. And guys, as you can see, there's a huge list of people sharing a pirated version of this film, and you can just download the torrent. As you can see, there are 211 seeds up here, 14 leeches sharing this movie. And guys, this is a huge problem for Hollywood. This is a huge problem for the music industry, people pirating. And so Coil is essentially a way for artists, for musicians, filmmakers, to be able to monetize content in ways that aren't dependent on those FANG companies. So I'm just going to scroll down here in Hodor's blog and continue here. The vision behind Coil, web monetization is profound, far-reaching, and ambitious. In addition, the Coil team is currently focused on the use of XRP as the base layer digital asset for most of its toolset. Coil currently reimburses in XRP. The Codia smart contracts platform supports XRP out of the box, and ILP is configured to be agnostic, open to any currency. However, Kava and other companies have so far included XRP among their list of currencies available for streaming support. In a recent interview, I asked Bob Way, a Ripple alumnus, which XRP ecosystem component that he thought would be first in line to significantly impact utility-driven demand for XRP. His response was Coil. And so Coil will alter the landscape. Bob Way is correct, and I believe we might even see the effects of Coil adoption at scales much greater than their current levels later this year. It's difficult to keep a secret in a new field of streaming micropayments and web monetization. Artists and other creatives want to be paid fairly for their work, and Coil seems to be edging closer to something truly spectacular. And so Bobway said it with confidence in response to Hodor. Don't know if you guys remember this, but this is Scooter Braun, a huge music producer, discovered that little squirmy, talented Canadian kid, Justin Bieber from Stratford, Ontario, turned him into a huge star worldwide, and so he's at the forefront of this. Former BMG president Zach Katz teams up with Ripple and Scooter Braun to launch Revolutionary Investment Group, and guys, I did a video on this back then. Essentially, the music industry and tech investment group aims to enable proactive collaboration between music and technology. Ripple's Spring will work closely with Raised in Space to integrate blockchain and digital asset XRP to both benefit and impact the music industry. So guys, change is on the horizon. I know some of you guys don't care about this because maybe some of you aren't content creators. I have a soft spot for this, obviously. I do creative work on YouTube, and not only on YouTube in my private life. So this is really important for me, and it should be for all content creators. If Coil can change the face of content creation, then companies like Apple, Netflix, Amazon will be given a run for their money. I hope content creators come up on top because they're the ones producing the product, and this is just another facet of the world we live in that Ripple could change forever. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.